Hey guys, how's everybody doing? You guys already know it's Grana, so that means it's kitchen talk time. So let's just hop into it. Let's go ahead and cover this last part of Love and Marriage Huntsville, part 3. Okay, I know y'all have already watched the 1 and 2. So part 3 is picked up with Ken, Tisha, Marquez, and Martell. Yeah, they were still going back and forward with the situation with Martell, making it seems like it was more going on with him and Trisha than it was, and that it was not. His intention was not to get to her through her workout, to come to his house, for it to be more. Martell was just not gonna be accountable. He was not going to just admit that was his sole reason for inviting her over. You know, he just kept it as he was inviting her over so that they could work out together. But then, like Trish did finally say a couple of episodes back that when she did go over there, all they did was talk about Mel. She said that, she did say that, now that they were not fully divorced, she don't think the ink was wet on the paperwork. So that means that Martell was still married to Mel when he was trying to set something up with Trisha. But of course, he's not going to admit it. But then he wants to not understand. Um, you know, Ken was just basically saying that he didn't care that she might have hooked up with Martell, whatever, because it was before his time and he didn't have anything to do with that. He's just said that it wasn't cool that Martell was making it look like it was more than what it was, and he was all around in the group constantly letting them take it at whatever they want to take it instead of putting a stop to it and just correcting people and letting them know, look, nothing happened with us. I do know her. I did, hook up with her. She did come to my house. We talked. That was it, But, Martell, that was his intention. That was his storyline for last year. We all know that. He had nothing else to bring to the table. So then they moved on to Marquez, which is Trisha's, ex, almost ex, close to being ex. She did say she's already filed the paper. Probably by now they probably already done got their divorce because this happened last year. So he was out there and he was saying that Ken was not a father, which we know he's not the father of the children. But Ken has stepped in and put himself in the role of being their father and being there and being supported to Trisha and taking care of the household. So I give him credit for that. And Marquez just don't see it that way. He don't see it that way. I think Marquez is kind of still in love with Trish, whether he admit it or not. But I do think so. And I think that Trisha has dragged the divorce a little bit longer than it should have. So that's on both of them. That's on her and him. And I guess she just didn't want to fool with it, or she knew how he was, or this, that, the third. So I think she just, until, Ken kind of put his foot down, she just dragged it and stuff. But Marquez is so infatuated with Melanie. He finally got off of the thing with him and Trish and Ken and wants to give Melanie her flowers now. And he's saying that no, it's not like a sexual thing. He just really admire her for her business sense, and he wants to be around her because of her business sense. And Ken called him out on that, like, dude, please, you ain't trying to be around Melanie for no business. You trying to be around Melanie because you want more than that. And I just think Melanie just went along with it to just kind of keep from starting anything or whatever. But he said he's never made any out of the way comments to her or anything like that. And Melvin just played along with it, and he told her that he would like to have a date so that they can talk business. But just looking at it from the outside, looking in, it don't really look like he's Melanie type, or he's even on the same level as Melanie. And I say that because it seems like Marquez got a lot going on that he needs to focus on himself. He needs to take time to focus on himself. I mean, he's going through this with Trish, And I think up until this point, he probably were deep down kind of feeling like they would get back together, because at one point he said that he was trying to still work on them, on their marriage and stuff. So I think he needs to just focus on himself and focus on his kids. He wants to be that dad or wants to be that involved with his children, then he needs to do that. His son is a young man now. He just graduated from high school last year. So he needs to be there and focus and help guide him through this manhood and this new chapter that he's about to get into. And then he has his daughter. I think she's a teenager, a young preteen, maybe, he need to really just spend that time focusing with them. And it's not about just talking to them every day on the phone. Go and spend time with them, quality time, and do things with them. Okay. Nell and Melanie, I don't know if it's a mentorship, it's a friendship, I don't know what you want to call it, but Melanie, did kind of acknowledge again Mel's feeling and how she felt about the whole situation when Mel said she didn't need her as a mentor, she never mentored her. And that was the biggest storyline between them the whole year. And that's pretty much what Mel talked about the whole time. They had her and Chris had the 30th wedding renewal. And that was nice. It was really nice. And then of course they talked about her mom, passing of her mom and everything. And of course Destiny gave her this bridal shower at an ice cream shop. I mean, I think it could have been better, but that's what that was. But that was pretty much. And then, of course, there was a big conversation with Chris and Martell, and how he met up with Trish and how he knew about her because Chris set it up and all that. So that's what that was. So I'm thinking at this point, they got to come with a new storyline, because Mel is not going to be there for Neil to bounce off of. The storyline with Trish and Martell is done and over with. So, Chris gonna have to come up with something else along with Martell, because that's no longer a storyline. So right there alone, you got Neil, Chris, Martell, and Trish and Ken all got to come up with whole new storylines, because everything that played out last year is done and over with, and we just tired of hearing about it anyway. So we'll see how that worked. Her Neil and Destiny had a few little words here and there because of Destiny age and this kind of stuff. And I don't know, she seemed like at first she was all excited about Destiny and Lance dating, but now it seems like she's not so excited about it or whatever. But she did say, look, Lance is grown, Lance can do what he want to do, and just as Destiny is grown, they can do what they want to do. Okay. Kimmy and Maurice, the last part 3, they didn't really do a whole lot of talking. They definitely didn't revisit the arrest or anything like that. I think, as Maurice said at the end of that conversation, that it would be stay tuned for the next season. So I think that's going to be a part of their storyline in the next season, and they'll talk about the arrest and all that, and hopefully they don't just focus in on the arrest. They'll talk about it, be done with it, and they can move on to the things that they're doing, different projects they're working on, because I've been seeing on social media that they are really doing some positive stuff still over in North Huntsville. They're really working on some positive projects and stuff. So hopefully the focus will go there. Okay. Um, Tisha and Marceau, they didn't really talk a whole lot. They didn't really say too much. The whole reunion, 1, 2, or 3, they didn't really have a whole lot to say. I'm hoping that with Nail not being on the show anymore, uh, Stormy's Stormy's not on the show anymore. Maybe they'll start focusing more on the projects that they got going on and what they got going on, and really just to open up with all the positive things that they are working on and what they're doing. Marceau is going to be Marceau. He's going to do what he do. I do truly believe they love each other and they're going to be married forever, because it doesn't matter what anyone try to bring up. Martell and Marceau was back and forth with women's he done slept with, and he got Martell saying he got proof, this, that, and third. I don't think none of that stuff even matters to Letitia. Unless she can see it with her own eyes, it doesn't matter. So that's dead in the water. They need to move on from that. So we'll see how that, and I'll come back to them in just a second. Destiny, Destiny and Sunny. I don't even know if Sunny's going to be coming back to the show or not. Destiny, um, her storyline is up. Her whole storyline, the whole last season was Sunny and Moses. Moses is somewhere in jail doing, doing his time or whatever for his probation, breaking his probation. Sunny, I guess, is back up in St. Louis doing whatever she's doing. Destiny, I don't know if she's still with Lance, not with Lance, who knows, The thing about her, Sonny, and Moses, when she was with Moses, we Destiny, when she was with Moses, I've never seen, unless I missed the episode, I've never seen him come on the show and support her in any form or fashion at all. She talked about him a lot, but I never saw his face on the show with any type of events she went to or anything. She was always solo, or she went to these events with Martell. So hopefully she can continue to focus on her new brand that she's trying to rebrand with her candle line and her body scent line, and whatever she's trying to do with her business, she'll focus on that. And if it's gonna be with Lance, then hopefully she'll just focus on her and Lance and that, or just keep having her fun. And if they both in agreement of just having fun and hanging out together, then kudos to them. Whatever makes them happy. I have nothing against Destiny. I think that she rode that pony way too long. She should have been done with Moses, because it's clear that Moses didn't really give a dang about neither one of them. At that point, when all this stuff was going on with her and Sonny, Moses he was using them. He used them. He used both of them. And yes, do I think he got with Sonny to kind of try to hurt Destiny? Yeah, I do. But do I think that was Sunny's intention? No, I do not. I think she actually did fall in love with this person, and that's just how it played out. So hopefully Sunny is doing great. Hopefully she's doing what she needs to do, and hopefully Destiny will focus on her business and what she needs to focus on. So we'll see how that work out with her and stuff. I mean, it's a waste of energy and time to give him any more of their space and time. And then, of course, they kept talking about this special guest coming on there, this special guest coming on last night. I already knew it was going to be Stormy. Why would it not be Stormy? I mean, Stormy did start out on the show. She didn't complete the show because she got to the point after her arrest and all that, with the lady going up there saying, started getting into it with her and starting all this commotion at her business. And she got so ticked to the point where she cussed this woman out, and this woman go and have her arrested. I think at that point, Stormy was done. Stormy's always been about her business, and she had her business and was building it before she came on Love and Marriage Huntsville. Yes, it may have took her to another level, but I think what really skyrocketed her was when she got on TikTok. And it's right there. It's black and white. It's facts. It's a fact. Once she started putting her product on TikTok, she just skyrocketed. And she did not want anything to damage her brand or tear her down, because she had already been through. She talked to us about it. She had already been through. She had lost everything. Basically, went through a bankruptcy. I don't know if it really was a bankruptcy, but she had lost everything and she had to start over. So she did not want to be in that situation again. And when she came on the cast, she looked beautiful. I loved her dress, her look, everything. And that's what she said. She told the people, she told the castmates, she told her when she came out that she loved everybody. She don't have no issue with anybody. And she left because of some of the fans was just mean for no reason at all, and coming at her for no reason at all, because she hasn't done anything to anybody. And she had to choose either the show or her business, and she chose her business and her family. And now she's just out, just traveling and doing what she needs to do, concentrate on her family and her business. And congratulations to her, because she also said that her and Courtney's are getting ready to have a child through a surrogate. So they're working on doing that now. So I don't know where they're at with that, because all this was shot last year. So congratulations to Stormy. The last part of it, they did a memorial to Kiki, and it was good. It was good. The only thing about that memorial to Kiki I did not like. First of all, I did not like the fact that Carlo had to bring up the situation where Stormy did pay for Kiki's funeral, because up until that point, I had never heard about it. I had never read about it. I hadn't seen nothing on social media. So we know Stormy did not do this just to get feedback about it, or people to talk about it, because until this point, we hadn't heard anything about it. Okay, so I believe Stormy did help Kiki's husband and family out by paying for her funeral because that's what she felt. She said didn't sit right with her spirit. She felt like she needed to do something. And she said Kiki was a true friend of hers. She really, really loved Kiki. So that was good of her. Kudos to her for doing that because a lot of times when we, and I'm just going to say in the black community, lose family members, this, that, and the third, a lot of times the family members don't have their finances in order. And we do sometimes have to go around from different family members to get money for burial, this, that, and the third. And that's just a fact too, okay? So it was very nice of her to do that. It was very nice of her to pay for all the arrangement for Kiki's funeral. So when they did the different schemes, different snippets of Kiki on the show, they was all in a very positive manner. So I appreciate that from Carlo. They was all in very positive, situations that they showed about her. And that was only right for her. That was only the right thing to do. I wish they would have showed more of those positive image when Kiki was alive and living because I think the producers used Kiki as this mean girl and had her to be in situations that made her look like she was a mean person and she was just out to get certain people. She was out to get her cousin. She was out to do this. Now they had their issues. Everybody in the family have issues. We know that everybody has their issues, but I like Kiki. She was a beautiful woman. I know she loved her family. When they did show something positive, she would talk about her kids, talk about her husband and her family, and she talked about her mental health. She talked about things that she was dealing with and things that she was going through. So that was it. But y'all know Carlo is messy as hell anyway. That's what drives him. He's messy. So he could have definitely left that part out about Stormy, paying. Of course, when he asked her, she had to answer him. At that point, he did talk to Letitia about the relationship she had with Kiki, her cousin, and she said that her and Kiki were like sister cousins, and she wished that things would have been different between them. I'm not even going to get into that because people have issues, people have problems. We're on the outside looking in. We don't know the deep rooted issues with them. We know that they did have some issues. They went back and forward. And that's what that's what Carlo and them wanted. They wanted to see them going back and forward, beating each other up because Kiki was a very educated woman. So as Letitia is a very educated woman. They are family. They grew up together. They moved up here together. So I think that, however Letitia is feeling or however she felt when Kiki lost her life, is her feelings. And it's something that she has to deal with. I'm not here to judge her. No one should be here to judge her. No one can say that they have the perfect relationship with any member in their families. Everybody has issues, and we all have to answer for our own issues. Okay, that's just my little 2 cents on Love and Marriage Huntsville. We're gonna have to all sit back and wait for the next season. I think it's gonna be season 10, and see what happens. Maybe they'll bring some new people on the show. I do hope and pray that Martell do not talk them into bringing Ariane onto this show. And I don't even know why she would want to be on the show. This boy has kept her as his sidekick from day one. Even after him and Melanie got their divorce, we all know what he did. He ran to Atlanta and hooked up with Sheree. And ain't no telling how many more women he has hooked up in between all this time. Instead of going on and marrying Ariane, because this is the woman that you left your wife for, and this is the person that caused you and your wife to get a divorce. But instead, you ran over there to Sheree. So we're going to see. But I got a feeling that some way, somehow, he's going to try to wiggle her into the show and to have something relevant to talk about. Because if he don't bring her on the show, he don't got nothing relevant to talk about. He fighting with Marceau is old and dead. So he has nothing else to talk about. Okay. All right, guys, y'all have a great day. Leave me comments, share my video. I appreciate all y'all support, and I'm going to talk to y'all soon. Okay.